Good evening and welcome to my school board meeting. It's Monday, April 26th, 2021, 6 o'clock. We're in the Susan Toller Lively Board in the 1887 building. Let's call the meeting to order and ask Mr. Cox to call the meeting, please.
Mrs. Fisher.
Here.
Mr. Gayhart.
Here.
Mrs. Ingersoll.
Here.
Mr. Martell.
Here.
Mr. O'Donnell.
Here.
We'll note that Mrs. Ray is unable to attend this evening. Mr. Scarrow.
Here.
Ms. Gurkowski.
Here.
Mr. Reed.
Here. We do have a quorum and we'll continue. I will note that this meeting has been noticed per state statutes. Do we have any community participation?
I received no communications. Is there any community participation from? I don't believe so. All right.
All right, we'll dispense with reading that. We'll go to the high school student presentation. Mr. Keel, you're up.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for allowing us to stop in tonight, at least virtually. Tonight, I'd like to have you speak with our modern language department. We have some teachers and we have a few students who are going to talk to you about a bilingual certification that we are going to try to do with your blessing. So we're in the initial stages of it. It actually started with a book study that we did this year. Some of the results of the book study, we were looking at some action steps, things that we could do to help some of our underrepresented population. And one of the things that we had talked about was our Latino population. We have many kids who are bilingual, and we want to look for ways to celebrate what we have in the building, the talent that we have. And this is one way that we could do that and give them a credential that they could possibly take on with them after they graduate. So at this point, I'm going to turn it over to Margaret Adams. She's the Modern Language Department leader.
Yeah.
She's going to unmute herself.
Yeah, we're starting over.
Margaret, if you're talking, you're muted. There we go.
I'm sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Hello?
Yep. I can hear you.
Okay. For the bilingual certification, we have met as a department, as a group, and talked to students and to Mr. Keel, and we figured out what we want them to do in order to earn the bilingual certification. We want them to score intermediate high or higher on the ACTFL test. They should also score at least 18 on the ACT. That's the college benchmark for English. Or they can be reclassified as English proficient through the access test. Students need to apply and fill out an application for us. And then if they go through all these things, they can earn a cord at graduation, receive a certificate, and there will be a ceremony and meeting and a photo and possibly a seal on a transcript. Now, I'm going to introduce some students and have them tell you why it is important for them to earn this bilingual certification.
I can sign again.
Do you want to talk first? Yep.
Didn't finish.
Introduce
Hi,
yourself.
my name is Isabel, and I am una de las estudiantes de Señorita Fazek for Spanish for Advanced Speakers. I think we should do the test because it would look good on our resume and it would make us more employable since there are more Spanish speakers everywhere. And it would also look good like for colleges to want to accept us. I personally am proud of being bilingual of my Spanish heritage. I'd say I speak it pretty well. And yeah, I get compliments on it a lot. I think it would make me feel like my hard work in class pays off, not only in class, but at home. And yeah.
No. Hola, mi nombre es Brenda Ontiveros. Hi, my name is Brenda Ontiveros. And today I'm here to talk about the bilingual certification. And I think we should have this certification because a lot of us work hard in Spanish our whole lives since we were younger. And I think like a certification will really like make us proud to show off that like speaking Spanish is really cool, and it really pays off in the real world. Because like it'll be easier to communicate, and I think it will look good on resumes when we're applying for future jobs or for colleges. It'll look good on our resume, and I think not everyone speaks Spanish, so I don't know. I'm just really proud of my heritage and my ability to speak Spanish. So I think just a resume, a like certification will really just seal it all together, I guess.
Natalia Espinosa is also online. Do you want to speak, please, Natalia?
We just need you to unmute, Natalia.
Natalia? Can you hear us, Natalia? Do you have any comments you want to add, Natalia? No. Okay. You just want me to go over again how we started it, correct? Okay. So I was going to go over kind of how this came about too, which Dan kind of started going over, but we did a book study. We did a book study on poverty, and through our conversations in the book study in our group, we were talking about the ELL community. And with the ELL community being brought up, we just kind of talked about, it looks like Natalia got logged off. We were talking about how the ELL community could get a little bit more recognition in the district and how they work really hard. And sometimes that hard work isn't always like celebrated, or it just doesn't seem it doesn't seem like it's celebrated as much as it could be, I guess. There's room for more celebrations. And so we kind of talked about how we could celebrate that community and those students a little bit more. And then we got into talking about this possible bilingual certification. And so we started investigating it more and just seeing what would be included, or what we would need to do to be able to do that and to achieve that. And after speaking with students, I teach a lot of the native speakers that speak Spanish and take my Spanish classes for native speakers. And it just seemed like there was a lot of interest in this in our school and just in the district in general. And so we just thought it would be something really cool for our students to showcase when they graduate from high school, to have on their resume, to show, they know that they are bilingual, a lot of them, but it's just something more for them to have, to be able to showcase what they know and what they've worked hard at their whole lives and in school with the Spanish language. So we're very excited about this opportunity if we're able to move forward with it. And the students are very excited about it as well. So that's kind of how it got brought up. And we'd like to run forward and move forward with it. Again, like Dan said, with your blessing, it's something that we would really like to move forward with if we can.
And just to clarify, Ms. Fosdick.
Sarah, why don't you talk, please?
Just to clarify, Ms. Fosdick, as well for the school board. Well, predominantly our bilingual or highest level bilingual students in our school are
Sarah Fate, why don't you tell us some more?
Can you hear me, Margaret?
I guess I'll jump on. I think
I'll just
we're
share
technical glitches here possibly.
It's also
I think I'm on.
No,
Can you hear me? Okay. Okay.
Got it.
One of the things that we thought was important with this is that it's not just our Latino community who can access this bilingual certification. Any kid could. They would just have to be able to meet the benchmarks. The actual test is a test that's available in many, many languages. And I believe that the basic intermediate was the level of the beginning teacher. In order to teach it, that's the level that they would have to reach. And again, I think Margaret explained that we would use the 18 on the ACT, which is what the ACT says is college ready, or using the access test, which our EL students already take, and they can graduate out of the EL program by scoring English proficient on that access testing. So students who come to us from really many countries around the world could attain this. If their native language, they can score proficient there, and they can score proficient in English. That's what we would talk. That's what we would count.
All right, it seems like you're not able to hear us now because we had a conversation.
Did you guys hear that, or was I talking to myself?
No, we heard you.
We heard you. Can you hear us? I don't think they can hear us.
Oh wait, I think they were talking.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I thought I was just talking to myself for a while there.
Well, I don't think you guys could hear us for a while, so I don't know what was going on.
Okay.
We still have Andrew and Sarah.
All right, go ahead.
Andrew, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay, why don't you throw your piece in?
There isn't a whole lot for me to add here. Dan just wanted me to mention that the Wisconsin certification of biliteracy would generally tend to use the ACTFL assessment of performance towards proficiency in languages. It's something that's pretty universally recognized throughout the academic community. It would be something that would have weight professionally and academically for our students. And that's our curriculum is already aligned towards ACTFL standards. So this would be something that we could work towards to the benefit of students. And as Dan mentioned, there are it covers a variety of languages, not just Spanish.
Does it also cover ESL?
Yes.
Okay.
It has ESOL.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Then you said Sarah had something to add?
Yeah. So I'm the English learners teacher at the high school, and one of the criteria that